y'all. I'm Capri.
And I'm Dee.
And this is Soul Palate.
Soul Palate is two black women tasting spirits, normalizing the black and brown palate, and speaking on current events and topics relevant to the beverage industry and to the world as a whole.
And before we get started, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with every episode of Soul Palate.
And make sure to follow us on all social media platforms.
Oh my God, 28.
And here we are.
We's back.
We're back again.
We's back for another episode. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is.
What's up, y'all? I'm so happy to be back again.
Yes. We're getting back to being consistent, y'all.
Yeah, we're trying very hard.
We're doing our best.
Doing pretty good, you know. Because a part of me this morning definitely wanted to be like,
I know, right?
Should we reschedule? And I said, no, Capri, just get it done.
Yeah, let's get it in.
Just get it done. So
let's
here
just
we are.
get it to fucking try. Hello, guys.
Yes. And also, I was very excited to do what we're doing today, which is the all Barr Hill Tomcat lineup.
Period.
And if you've been listening, we were talking about this maybe two episodes ago.
Yeah.
So this is... I just reached out. I just asked, and it was a yes, and we got 2 more bottles in. And
see, I thought it was like Kismet, and they just like already was about to send you some shit.
I definitely reached out.
Oh, period.
Because as soon as I saw on their page that the Sherry Cask was dropped.
Oh yeah, you asked
me
to get a bottle.
Yeah, I was asking.
Oh, perfect, bitch. Yes, because closed mouths don't get fed.
Okay, I had to do it. I had to do it. So I'm very happy to have this. Shout out to Sam and Barr Hill. Shout out to all the Barr Hill team. The distillers.
Shout out to y'all.
Y'all are great. Had so much fun when I was there. Such a beautiful space. Such a beautiful state. Vermont is very beautiful. Really love it.
I definitely, it's on my list of places to go in terms of the states.
Yeah,
it's on my list.
Like very, very beautiful, and calming and nice. Like I feel like
it gives very picturesque.
Yeah, and everything there, like the people were chill. You know, everything just felt chill. Was it chilly? Hell yeah! But like I had good food. Like it was just great. It was a lot of fun, relaxing. Did hike, very mild hike. I'll let you know. But we did hike. We saw, and like everything is mountainous. You know, which is something you don't see here. So it was like, wow, like this is crazy that people really live such mountainous
mountains
places.
And shit. Yeah,
and valleys and shit. Like shit real as hell.
Y'all can have that shit.
Yeah, that shit real as hell. But it was fun. So yeah, all that came to be to have.
Yes, this is a gorgeous lineup of gin here, honey.
Yes. And I'm very excited because I do think that these are all going to give different things. So first we sip, y'all. So the first one we're sipping on is the original Tomcat. This is the one that's pretty much available anywhere, I believe. And it is awesome. So we found out today that all of their Tomcats, well, honestly, we found out today that all of Barr Hill gins are made in Old Tom style, which means that they distill and then add a little bit more sugar at the end of it. So all the gins,
all Old Tom style gins are sweetened in some form or another.
Right. Some form or another. And with Barr Hill, they choose to use honey. Vermont honey at that. I believe it's Vermont honey. And with their Tomcat here, that gin, first off, the base we just found out is neutral grain corn base for their gin. The only botanical that they put in is the juniper that they macerate with. The reason
I didn't understand that when you were saying it earlier. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
That's
so all the other botanicals come from the gin itself? I mean, come from the honey itself.
Yes, exactly. So the honey is comprised of the bees touching at least 100 to 150 flowers.
Wow.
Which gives it its own botanicals itself. So all the complexity and stuff that you get in a Barr Hill gin is coming from
the honey.
Crazy shit.
Son of a gun. Mind fucking blown. Nah, for real. That's actually tight, though.
Super cool.
That's
super
tight.
Cool.
Okay, Marielle.
I really love
every
it.
Every time I learn something new, I'm impressed.
And I think also it also gives me appreciation more for honey.
Like, for honey and for fucking bees.
Yeah.
Stop killing bees, you scared bitches out here in these streets. Honorary with it or not, I'm not with y'all killing bees around this bitch.
Agree.
We need them.
We need them like a motherfucker.
That bothers me to my soul. Like,
and shout out to Barr Hill's work with bees and keeping bees. They do Bees Needs Week, which allows them to plant. They plant like a certain amount of acreage of like flowers and stuff to make a nice home for
like sanctuaries for bees, basically.
And also they have started their own little I can't remember what it's called. Apiary.
Okay. Yes, pull another vocab.
Where they take care of some bees, you know? All the teammates came together and put together the little bee home things and stuff like that. And I got to actually go and see and stand near bees. The suit didn't fit me, which was fine. But I still stood near them, just like not afraid. I didn't get stung. I got to hold one of the pallets of honey and bees.
That's cool.
And they were just flying around, just around. It was crazy. We tasted the honey right off of the little thing. It was really cool. You saw where new bees were being hatched and all that. It was crazy.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You get to see where they're being hatched.
Like where they laid the eggs, where they're like cocooning, and then where they hatch out of. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's kind of wild.
So all the tomcats you'll see here are going to be set in new American oak for 6 to 10 months, I think he said. First, and they never reused
any additional finishes.
Before any additional finishes.
Okay.
And they never reuse these barrels. So they're not only buying new barrels, they're never reusing the ones that they aged the gin in.
Okay, so they put recycle and send it off somewhere else.
Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
That's cool.
Really fucking cool. So almost like your bourbon style.
So does honey go in the barrel?
That part I don't know if it's the honey getting added like in the
actual distillate or in the vat. Yeah,
it's not in the distillate. It's not being distilled at all. The honey's not being distilled. It's only added afterwards.
That's okay. So now I have another question for Sam. Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah, it makes me curious as to like, are they incorporating the honey by having it in the barrel with the gin? Because that could be interesting.
So they go, the gins are neutral grain ethanol corn based to start and then macerated with juniper. Then it's redistilled. After that, they blend in a single-digit percentage of raw honey.
Okay.
So that's the regular one.
So it's blended in before going into a barrel.
So it's blended in before.
Okay, because they have to do that for the white, too.
Yeah. So then it is sitting in the barrel with the honey in it.
Yeah.
Which I think also adds,
for sure,
another layer
a whole other layer of complexity.
Really cool.
Wow. And this is all happening in Vermont, which is
all
adding
happening in Vermont.
Regional complexities, too. So that's cool.
Super cool. Love
I'll tell you one thing.
I'm so happy about this.
This motherfucking, I know, me too. This is like, I'll probably wind up drunk by the end because I plan to finish them all. So we'll see how this first hour goes.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
What comes to me on the nose in terms of like feeling when I smell is that mountainous air. Is that like outside foresty? Like 100%. I can breathe this in and kind of tell that it spends time in an environment where the air is super fresh. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. So what also comes to me is that while we were on the hike there, there were some trees that the person that was taking us around got us to smell. One of them was spruce. I got to smell natural spruce, and this gives a little bit of spruceness on the nose.
I love that you were able to I love new places, new experiences, shit like that, particularly because it just adds to the arsenal of what you experience when you're tasting, cooking, 100%. Making cocktails, all the things.
Yeah, it was really cool. Because I saw spruce being used. I know, Suzu had used it on the show and stuff like that. I never really understood what the fuck it was.
He lives in an area where there's a lot of wildlife, nature type of vibe too.
So I was like,
that's that California shit.
I know it was supposed to be piney or whatever, but it really had a specific green, foresty, Christmas tree almost iskness to it.
Yeah, which this definitely does on the nose. Not fully into the Christmas tree realm, but it does have juniper, which is going to kind of give you that too. But that honey is what I love about the honey on Barr Hill is that it's not nothing smells or tastes artificial. It's not also too overwhelming of a sweet on the nose.
Ooh. It's wintergreeny. Black pepper.
Wow, a ton of menthol.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is also crazy because she's the person for Barr Hill for Vermont who took us on the hike. Broke off a piece of this tree, and I can't remember it, but when you opened it, kind of the inside of its stem, she's like, this is what is used for the flavor of wintergreen, and it tastes just like that. It's crazy. Well,
good old nature.
We were smelling it. We weren't tasting it, but this taste smells. This
tastes like what you smelled.
Yes.
Yeah. I got you, girl. I got you.
Eating with my nose, okay?
Yum.
Eating with my nose.
That sounds really funny.
Yeah, that's delicious. Menthol,
wow.
peppermint, wintergreen.
Wow, all that.
Black pepper.
It's like all of those flavors. Like imagine like a wintergreen or like spearmint gum or something like that. But like if those flavors weren't artificial.
Yeah.
Like literally tastes like what those producers are going for in the gum. But like the natural flavor.
Very natural flavor.
That's really cool.
So awesome.
Damn.
But yeah, I wanted to start us off with this little funny. I saw last night. I thought it was cute.
Ooh.
Man, why does it do that?
If they saggy, let them hang. Titties still do the same thing. If they saggy,
I don't care. Bring them flapjacks over here. I said if they saggy, I don't care. I got syrup for them flapjacks over here.
If they saggy, let them hang.
I gotta give my girl one more.
Titties still do the same thing.
Period. Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care.
First of all, don't ever refer to my teeth as flapjacks. Okay? Ever in your life. Don't you bring that near motherfucking bottle of syrup near me. It's not giving that.
Nah, but for real though.
I appreciate a man who doesn't care about the level at which your titties sit. Because naturally big titties, gravity touches them. They just do what they do. I don't even know
what they do. There's nothing I can do about that,
like,
honestly.
I can moisturize these bitches all day. They're elastic as fuck. That's not the problem. They're just also weighty.
Weighty as hell.
The fuck? That's why I actually
really cares outside of the person that has the titties,
right?
About where they sit. Like I don't really know.
Shallow people.
I guess so.
People really don't be fucking like that.
That's true, because ain't no way you are.
Ain't no way you fucking like that. If you care that much about where the titties sit, nah, you really not fucking like that.
Yeah, you're not fucking.
Oh, you fucking little ass girls, little ass like teeny bopper size ass girls. Which, if that's your preference, whatever. Bless it and let it be blessed. Okay. I'll tell you one thing: I am never asking for anything big on me ever again. I used to want my boobs to be bigger so bad,
really,
until they got G size big, and then everything feels lopsided. Like, that's where God really would play fucking games with you. He'd be like, oh, you want a big D? That's where you want the fat to go, huh?
Bruh, that's
until. Bruh, and now I'm like, okay, you can take it back to like a double D. I'm great with a double D. I'm great with that.
I just feel like, anyways, that Victoria's Secret was lying to us all, anyways. Like,
1,000%.
Like,
when I was a B cup, they were trying to tell me I was a double D.
They was telling everybody it was double D's. Everybody was a double or triple D.
Beloved, this is literally not possible.
Doesn't make any sense.
Literally not. Like, I'm in high school. Like, it's not possible.
They would like do the whole measurement thing around you and go, oh yeah, you a double D.
So they was fucking training their people to be inaccurate as fuck.
Like, what are we talking about?
And then come to find out the motherfuckers in charge of the shit or who own the shit fraudulent and shit, out here creepy, predatory, all this other shit.
That makes sense.
Makes sense. You lying to women their whole fucking adolescent, post-adolescent fucking life about the size of their titties. Then they go into a real store with a real old grandmama bringing that motherfucking tape measure around your bust line. And then you find out that you're really much smaller than they're telling you.
Or much larger shit.
Or much larger. Just depending on what the fuck they tell you. So that shit is crazy to me.
It's really insane.
Oh my God.
I can't believe it. It was like, what kind of, is that during the training? Is that what they say? Just tell
lie to these women as much as you possibly can. Now they give them probably some sort of like system to track it on. Their system's just completely wrong. Their system is like based on complete and total fabrication.
Just trash.
That's fucking crazy.
Victim. I'm a victim of Victoria's Secret.
Me too. So glad I saw the light at some point as an adult. Like, it took till I got to college to realize, but Eventually, I realized.
But I also felt like that was like the only place to really. I mean, like
to
you
get
had
like
your
cute
Macy's,
ones.
yeah,
to get cute ones, colorful stuff. Like as a teenager, you want colors and shit. Like
right,
you know,
definitely in that underwear. I love the little underwear
yes.
drawers,
and they would always had a sale, child. So
always have a sale. You get like 3 for whatever, 2 for whatever.
But now them drawers is terrible.
Nah, yeah,
they tear up in the fucking laundry. So I've heard in the washing machine. I've been shopping Fenty for so long at this point.
Yeah,
everything. Same. In my drawer is Fenty at this point. It's kind of absurd. I've like slowly thrown away the old stuff.
Yeah.
And everything is fucking Fenty.
That's fucking great though.
I'm getting raw there too. Like, look, please get rid of these old ass Hanes. I can't.
Get them out of here.
Motherfucking Hanes and shit.
Get the fuck out of here.
The motherfucking hoe. Like, she will let them shits tear to shreds before she'll throw them away. I'm like, why?
I'm the same
like,
way.
Why?
I don't know. I'm the same way. I don't know why.
That's
no clue.
You know what? With some of my lacy drawers, I kind of gave them a minute.
Yeah.
Because the lace ones, it's a lot easier for them to rip and stuff. Yeah. So I would bypass a bigger hole here or there once in a while. But then after a while, I was like, okay, I can't keep doing this. Like, I look like I'm up to no good with these drawers on. And it's just not. It's time to part ways.
Bro, that is so funny, bro. That's hilarious. Only you see him. Only you and your wife.
I mean, that's true. Which is why first I didn't give a fuck. But then I was dating this very critical Sagittarius one time. And she was like, why do you keep these? I was like, what do you mean? They're drawers. Like, I barely wear drawers to begin with. Like,
right.
So I don't really care.
Right.
She's like, no, you should probably throw these. I was like, well, shit. Didn't realize anyone cared. Because I sure as fuck did.
Right. I see that.
Child, it is what it is.
I mean, it's a part of adulting, I feel like, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
Just kind of get rid of your fucking
certain amount of holes, it's time to let it go.
Yeah. You know, I did a cleanse, like just like throw away things with holes and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, this is going to really help me with, you know, my clothes. I'm going to like downsize a little. No.
No.
Threw away 2 to 3 bags of clothes. Well, not through, but like, you know, gave away. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was still fucking
a lot of stuff.
I'm still behind in laundry. Just behind. Just too much.
That's always going to be the case because how often do you do your laundry?
I try to do it once a week at least.
Okay.
At least I do a load because I got to work. So I was really my work clothes.
Lord. See, that's why. Bitch.
That's my work clothes mostly.
You got to probably start doing laundry like twice a week.
Yeah. I know.
Like you got to do your social stuff, like your stuff outside of work clothes, right. And then your work clothes.
And I definitely need to do
and like bedding, towels,
and now
whatever.
I got to switch everything out because it's getting cold. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All my clean stuff is fucking summertime clothes. I'm like, shit.
I'm about to start purging again. I did a purge over summertime. I did like a little miniature joint this weekend, just going through my closet and getting rid of stuff. But I got to do another full on purge because I want to start buying certain things. Starting to like. I want to start investing in certain like classic pieces that'll go with multiple things.
Nice.
And like invest in some not fast fashion stuff because fast fashion is so bad for the environment.
It's so bad for the environment, but then you look at the pricing and just like, but
I know, and that's why they're able to do what they do though. It's like the fucking conundrum of the fucking world.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. You know, that's another part of, like that's another adulting thing.
Like this conscious shit is
being able to invest in something that you know that you'll take care of too, because right, like you invest in those things and then you have to actually take care of them. I ain't there yet. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
I'm not there.
Because going to the dry cleaner, I'm doing all that. 1, it's an extra bill. 2, it's an extra job. So it's like, damn, I gotta do the work and I gotta pay you to do the work
and continue to keep it up
and continue to keep it the fuck up. It's a lot, but like, that's why I'm doing it piece by piece.
Yeah,
just forward motion.
Yeah,
that's all I can control right now. It's the theme of my life.
Let's get to the second sip now. So we have here our Barr Hill Tomcat Kingdom Strength. So this is also going to be New American Oak. We're coming in hot. Oh, last one was 86 proof. I don't know if I said that. This one's coming in hot at 114 proof. Giving 57%.
Right at that Navy strength mark.
Yeah. So this is their play on a Navy strength gin. And pretty much paying homage to the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And yeah, that's what they're doing here. So they wanted to bring it up a notch. Also kind of wanted to mimic a like a barrel big of a whiskey. So
like
that's also what's happening with this one. So here we go.
I like that. First of all, I like high proof gins.
This one
it doesn't know super hot though, or
Yeah.
anything. I mean, 114 is also not super hot, but
it also smells like clean water, like
it does,
clean river
literally,
water or something.
Literally,
like that.
and like the stream, because you know how you can also smell the rock that it's going across and all that.
Completely,
I smell all that.
Super awesome.
That minerality, the sweet here is a little more muted under that minerality, that fresh water or that aquifer kind of like.
Right, and actually, just about the sweetness. So we were talking about they add that honey at the end or after they redistill. This gets 10% less of the honey, or 10% of the amount they usually use
that they would typically use.
Yeah, goes into the Kingdom Strength gin. So less honey used in this. So that makes sense.
You can definitely tell on the nose. Yeah. There's a grassiness here too.
Super grassy.
It smells great.
It does smell really good.
Yum. Okay. Yeah, more of that gin aspect definitely comes forth now. That juniper is way more prevalent.
Yes. And it's hot for sure.
It's hot. Way hotter on the palate than the nose.
Not as viscous as the last one, I would say.
Yeah. It's a little bit there, but it is thinner. Yeah, it's definitely no joke.
Let's see what water does.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time to
I
add
go
water
for go for a few drops in this. Tell you what, I'm really enjoying the nose on this.
Yeah.
That should be good. Thank you.
Of course. So, it's really good. It's warmed me up too.
I put my first pour in my little hot water, y'all. I've been walking around with some hot lemon honey water just to, the temperature's changing.
Start fighting it.
It's just before it even catches me, I'm get your ass in a chokehold. So I've been walking around with my little bright thermos cup of hot water, child. And I've just been keeping it with me, bitch. Hydrating, keeping all mucus away. So I put my first pour. I say all that to say I made a little toddy with my first one.
Something about that reminds me of like dried orange peel taste. A little bit of cinnamon.
Ooh. Oh, for sure on the cinnamon. Wow.
Also, though, the water felt like it made it stronger.
It definitely, for some reason, gripped my tongue and throat just a little tighter than the first sip. Pause.
What's happening here? But
wow. Interesting. I am very intrigued to kind of see after we go through the next couple sips what happens with that second one.
I agree.
Because it's definitely going to have a different little vibe there.
Definitely.
Okay.
So, Chad, we're going into With It or No.
With it or not.
With it or no.
With it or not.
So, this first one, I just think that we have a problem. This might happen in other countries. I don't know. But I'm American.
Ignorance.
The ignorance of us acting like, honestly, this is going to go into a lot of other things. But I'm going to just play the video. Because something happened in a car ride.
This is an African man with his African American friend.
How you eat it?
It's
With
food.
your hands. You wash your hands, correct? Yeah. First of all, mix the sauce around.
This nigga true.
This guy's so ignorant. Like,
All right, why don't you get a fork?
It's
You
not
stupid
that- it's
gonna
not
eat
that
this.
funny.
Get a fork. Get a fork. You want a fork? I'll get you a fork.
you gonna look dumb as shit trying to eat fufu with a fork.
So what I do? Like this, right?
Take a piece.
You want me to go to a small piece?
Shit smell like some dog food. Hey, man.
That shit is not okay to me.
You know how some people from a different country don't fix this shit in front of me. All right, well, real joke. Y'all don't take no offense. Huh?
They will.
Talking about don't take no offense, then we will.
I bring me to your crib and fix no food is what you just said.
Oh, shit. It be,
I hate hearing people shoot.
I know.
Boy, what the fuck?
Sorry, that made me laugh. Bro,
I got big thoughts about it. Like, it's not.
I don't.
I don't know how y'all feel, but that was so hard to watch.
Yeah.
Just the. I know, and they're friends apparently, but that was a hard watch. Or is it just me?
it was crazy.
No, it's a hard watch. It was very fucking cringy
It's cringy
to watch.
as
So,
hell.
y'all.
Cringy as hell. Okay, so like they friends. They didn't have to record it, right? But they did.
My thing is.
And we got to do better. We got to do better with our lives. We got to do better with wanting to try new things. Like, just try for once. Open your mind up. Why are we being so judgmental? Why are we putting it down? Why are we calling it dog food? Why do we say you don't believe in forks? Like, what kind of weird ass...
Inappropriate. I find the whole thing to be inappropriate as fuck. And, like, completely tone deaf. And also, just, like, where are your manners? Who raised you? Clearly you were raised at a farm because what the fuck? Like,
literally, what
you don't have to love it.
Yeah.
You simply gracefully try it. You try
especially
it
someone else's house.
In the manner in which the culture calls for.
Yeah.
Like, why you're acting so baffled about eating with your hands. My nigga, do you eat french fries? Like, my nigga, do you eat pizza? Yeah. I guarantee you are not the type of fool. Well, I'm not going to say fool because I use a fork and knife for my pizza. But that's me. I'm actually that way. You, fool, I know are not the type to actually use a knife and fork for pizza or chicken or fries or any of those finger foods that we so, like, regularly normalize.
Yeah.
So for you to act like it's this foreign concept to eat anything with your hands, one is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's not funny. I didn't find anything about it to be funny. Like, saying it smells like dog food, offensive. Fufu does not smell like dog food. No. What kind of food are you feeding your dog? Yeah. Like, because they must be eating great. Like, I don't understand what, like, I don't, it would bother me.
I don't know. It's like, and it was so childish too, right?
It was very childish.
I feel like as we
giggling
grow
and geeking and shit. Come on now.
Like, it was always like, why are you going so hard? Like, I feel like it's a weird flex for you to act like you're better than this food. Because you're not.
You're not.
You're not better than that food. And you know you liked it.
Like you were so busy wanting to kiki and joke and giggle and shit like a fucking prepubescent teenager. Like, you act like a prepubescent teenager who also doesn't get none.
But
but whatever.
And I think, what I was saying that goes into a further conversation. It's just like us and other cultures in general. And when I say us, I mean here in America.
Yeah.
Like, for it to be the place, they teach us all about it being the melting pot and this and that. We really do act like we don't want to accept
at the same time constantly rejecting other cultures.
It makes no sense.
Constantly rejecting other cultures.
I was in a ride to work and this guy goes, "Do you speak Spanish?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "Do you speak French?" I was like, "No." "You speak Portuguese?" Like, no. I speak English. Like, that's what it is. Then he goes, "Don't you think it's offensive that people that speak other languages will talk about you right in front of your face in a different language?" I said, "No, we do it in English."
Right.
He was like, "I don't know, because if you would have," and I was like, I don't care if other people speak their languages. If they know, if you know another language, speak it. I don't give a fuck. Right. He was like, "Well, no, because if you knew Spanish, you would go to a Spanish speaking country and speak Spanish." I said, "And I would speak English because I know both, and I would speak whatever the fuck I want to speak at any time if I know different language. If I have 4 languages and I wanted to,
I'm gonna interchange between any of them
at any moment in time. What are we talking about?"
My thing is, he said, if you knew Spanish. But you know how many people go to Spanish-speaking countries and don't speak a lick of Spanish?
Literally.
And walk around speaking English. And they also expect the people in that country to speak English.
And that's what he said, too. I was like, what do you...
That's not a requirement.
Why would I require anybody
The only reason
English?
they actually will prioritize learning English is because they want to be able to take our money and communicate to us in our language, because that's how they're going to be able to get our money.
Exactly.
And that's why.
That's literally
because we are the easiest fucking lick as tourists.
That's it.
Just period.
That's it.
It's just what it is. Like, literally, we don't require people to speak our language coming here, or, well, we don't require it. But then there's ignorant people who are like, "You're coming to my country and don't learn English. How dare you?"
I was like, "Sir, shut the fuck up."
But that's just crazy, because those same motherfuckers will go to fucking Spain. "I come to this country and y'all don't speak any English. How dare you?" I'm sorry, sir. What?
Like, no.
MAGA say what?
MAGA say what?
Because how that work both ways?
What the fuck is we talking about? No, seriously.
You in my country, not speaking my language. How dare you? I'm in your country. You don't speak my language. How dare you? How does that work? How did we get there? And be really genuinely to their core, the level of entitlement of Americans.
I fucking hate it. It's so annoying.
It's so bad. It's amazing.
It's just like, it's horrible. I blame media for sure. I blame our upbringing and everything, making it seem like we're the best country in the earth.
Entitled fucking shithole of a country.
We're so bad, dude. And we've been on the wrong side of history for so many times, so many things. And That's one of the ways that we just are imparting our dumb, ignorant shit upon the world. Okay, because get it together. If you're one of those people that think that everybody needs to speak English, go learn another language and then come back.
Or that everybody's supposed to eat, the only thing people supposed to eat with their hands is French fries and chicken wings. Like, please, go read a book.
Or that other foods, languages don't exist without an American approval. Fucking go somewhere.
Right.
Right. What's wrong with you?
Or if it doesn't align with your vastly limited palate and life experience. Yikes. Really gonna need you to read a book, catch a flight, do something. Do something.
What are we doing?
Expand your friend circle. Get you some friends who are willing to check you for your ignorance. Or maybe the friend who, the African friend, was like, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on blast on social media, and that's gonna be, I'm gonna let the world check you.
But
because he just like, giggled with that nigga.
He definitely did. He was like, well, don't be afraid to go. He said, they will. They will be.
Yeah. And he said it quickly. They will.
He knew. He just said it. Nobody.
He just let you slander that fufu at your own.
Don't invite me to your house and make our culture's food for you. That's what you told people to their face. What? What do you mean? That's like somebody coming over to your mama's house that's from, I don't know, Mexico, and being like, what the fuck is this soul food? Like, what are we talking about? Correct. Literally what that is.
And and y'all will cut her up.
Okay.
Y'all will cut her the fuck up.
Like, what are we like?
The nerve.
Put the shoe in the other foot, bro. Look at it.
I guarantee you he eats like a toddler. I guarantee he eats like a toddler. It gives me Tyson's chicken nuggets. And like Chick-fil-A mac and cheese. That's what it gives me. You eat like a child. Like you are a child. The fuck.
No, but for real though. Literally. You are. Man, you know how much I had to fight to get Greg to start eating outside of his 4 pieces of things he likes to eat? Oh my God.
What was the first thing you were able to like get him to step out of his comfort zone to try?
I think it might have been an oyster. Yeah. That's where we had to start.
Okay, we had to start small. Baby steps.
That don't eat
baby steps.
Well, I know you don't. I know you don't. You know the amount of people that I got to try grown men. I was like, just eat the oyster.
Just try it.
Just slurp one.
Just try it.
Let it go down. Don't chew it all. Just
I'm gonna hope you'll use that sound with them. That's not gonna help the case.
They did it. They did it. You know, it worked.
It right on that.
It worked.
Just don't eat 48 of them.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's my only argument. Just please don't eat 48. It's the number for me. That one is just stuck in my brain.
I don't know why she ordered 48 at one time.
By herself.
Which means
she was letting them sit there, though. I'm thinking about the bacteria. Like, because we're dealing with raw fish. I can't get past that. Oh, my God. The hospitality / consumer.
She did end up eating them, or she just ordered them?
She ate them all. But they were in these like thin little tin joints. It wasn't even like, our type of bowls full of ice, No. There's these little tin plates with like a tiny bit of ice. So like that shit puddles quick. Oh, that's what I'm saying. So they're like sitting. And so because she stacked them up in the video. So you could see these like little fucking tin plate joints. So I'm like, bitch, you let these motherfuckers puddle and sit in that shit unless you was just
going
like
off.
Bitch, unless this was like the Oysters Olympics, my nigga, like what the fuck? Because I know that shit melted. So your insides, your pH, baby girl. I'm just like, wow. That's why Shorty left you and all he had was a glass of wine, because he said, oh no, I will not be slurping that. No God.
No, I really do love oysters a lot. I really truly do, but I'm not sure. I'm doing it over a course of time. I wasn't going to be like, let me get this many right now. I'm not doing that. No.
Absolutely not.
I'm not doing that. But I mean, like, I've gone where people shuck oysters in the backyard. Like, I probably ate that many with
That's different.
Over the course of time,
yes. Yeah. That's different. And then it's fresh. It's coming off fresh ice. It's I'm thinking about the whole environment of it all.
Yeah.
Shorty's wild. So I didn't mean to regress, y'all. But I can't get that out of my mind now. I hear the word oyster and I just see those 4 plates. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. She's like plaguing my brain this way.
That's hilarious. I hope you're all right, girl.
Girl.
Do your thing, girl. If that's how you get down, shit, I guess.
Thank God the vagina is a self-cleaning organ.
Doing his thing for all of us.
Doing his thing, child.
For all of you.
Shout out to the man that left. He knew when to go. He knew when to go.
Hilarious. That is hilarious. I love that so much. Like, what? Oh my gosh. Let's go to our third sip. Yeah,
okay,
let's go to third sip. We got girl, I didn't even know that was you. I thought it was an old time from last time. That's just you. Let me ignore mine because mine's late. I'm just putting up random shit. Okay. Third sip, yeah. So this next one we got going on here. This is the Waggle. I said wiggle, but it's Waggle Society. Waggle. So wiggle. This is actually not available anywhere. They did give it to us as a gift for judging the cocktail competition up there, but this was chose by a group of people. They're like a small group of friends that they call the Waggle Society. Waggle is a dance that a bee does when a worker bee discovers a good source of nectar or pollen.
They waggle their bum.
They will return to the hive and perform a waggle dance to let the nest mates know where the nectar lies. So it's a way of communication.
That's cool.
Which is hilarious. But it also says, note the pollen spores dusting this bee's back. So I guess the pollen is on their back and they do a little thing and be like, look, go find this pollen over there. And
so they don't even lead them to the pollen.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
They just like waggle their butt and poke it in a certain direction.
Yeah, there's a little, let's see, waggle dance, Wikipedia. It's a particular figure 8 dance of the honeybee. They can share information about direction and distance to patches of flowers.
Oh,
it's very fucking weird. I'm like, God.
That's interesting. So they go like in a circle-ish and then ziggy, in another like half circle-ish.
But look, there's like this little angle from the sun to the flower. I don't know what the fuck.
That's so cool and like nerdy and like scientific.
The direction the bee moves in relation to the hive indicates direction. If it moves vertically, the direction to the source is directly towards the sun. The direction of the waggle part of the dance signifies the distance.
Who's the person that like how did they break that code and be like, okay, they're wiggling their ass in this direction. That means that the hive must be that way or the sun is up. You know what? Shout out to people who study this shit. I appreciate y'all.
Crazy.
Because this is like, we need to know this type of stuff. But like, I would have never dug deep enough to find the answer.
Wow.
I appreciate those who are curious enough to figure it out.
But like because when I was watching the bees, they just
just wiggling and jiggling and ziggling and zaggling and shit.
They did do a weird thing when we took them out of their home and was holding the little wooden honey thing. They all started to congregate in this one corner, and I was like, well, why are they doing that? It was because they were a little cold and they were trying to get together to body heat.
Interesting.
But like that made sense because it was physically seeing, but I can't imagine seeing,
wiggle waggle,
noticing,
buzz spin flowers are that way north.
that way.
Like, that's a beautiful thing though.
It says that they really share cool. where this is the patches of flowers, water sources, new nest site locations. Crazy as hell.
I like that.
Well.
Okay, Waggle
group. So this is I believe a barrel pick from this small group of people.
The Waggle Society.
This is
what's the proof on this one?
We got 86 proof, kind of like our first original. Oh, it smells like the original too.
I was going to say we're back to that heavier sweet nose.
Yeah. Green, evergreen, foresty.
Yes.
Something about it makes me want to say apple skin.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. Fresh apple too.
And even like a good apple sauce.
Something's in my... Oh, I got it. I got you, sucker. So, palate-wise, a little less sweet than the first.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Which I like. But the honey's still very much present.
So present.
It's giving me more honeycomb, like that texturally, too.
Yeah. Also kind of caramel.
Yeah.
Something about it made me remind me of like caramel candy.
Yep. Interesting.
This was, I guess, coming after the Navy Shrimp. Feels a lot more subtle, a little easier to drink for sure.
Yeah. Wow, this is nice.
It's like almost kind of too like a I don't want to say burnt honey, but like a warmed honey of
something
sorts.
like that. Torched, warmed, something. I get what you mean. There's a little on the front of my palate, a little prickly, which is interesting. I haven't used the word prickly in a while. That's usually when that Rob will use a slight prickle.
Also, mouth watering for sure.
Yes, very much.
Super mouth watering.
Tell you what, it's yummy.
Yeah, literally. So something that I am into, y'all. We rarely find what we with and what we not with. So something I'm with right now that I saw, of course, on Instagram. A man sued his employer for racial discrimination, settled the suit, took the settlement check to the bank to cash it. Then the bank didn't believe the check was real and called the cops on him, leading to another racial discrimination lawsuit. He ended up getting 3 checks. One for $59,000, another for $27,000, and another for $13,000.
Oh, you ain't hit the head hard enough, boy.
Yeah.
You ain't hit the head hard enough. I thought he was walking away a millionaire. My nigga was real nice.
He didn't get a lot.
Damn.
But he got something, shit. More than me, shit. The fact.
Nah, for real.
And it says here that he phoned his attorney, I guess, at the bank. The officer and the assistant bank manager were contacted. The bottom half of the pay stub and the employment discrimination case paperwork were both submitted by his attorney as evidence that the checks were legitimate. According to Thomas, the bank manager basically said, "We can't even prove that was your lawyer on the phone we were talking to." Wow. Now all of a sudden y'all are so thorough.
Oh. Wow. Now if he was a white man walking and doing the same thing, you would not blink.
You would just go ahead and deposit.
You would just deposit. Oh yes, of course, sir.
Deposit the check.
Here's the CTR.
You are a bank.
CTR? I think it's CTR. Anyway,
something like that. Whatever. Yeah.
The shit you got to report when it's over $10,000.
I just know that.
And they just would have handed him the sheet and say, "Here you go." And yes,
you are a bank.
Take the money.
This is a motherfucking check.
Take his ID.
What are we doing?
Give him the forms to fill out and send him on his way.
What?
Why are you so emotionally invested
in where he got the money from?
Where he got it from? Because you're racist as fuck.
I just want.
And that's why he want another check.
As soon as I saw this, I was like, well, wherever that man is living, he needs to move.
Right. Not for real. He needs to move.
You don't need to live there anymore.
And he needs to learn his worth.
You literally don't need to live there anymore.
Because my nigga, y'all would have been paying for me to have a whole nother life somewhere else.
Okay.
Y'all been me to move to LA, New York. I don't give a fuck where.
What are we doing?
Good sir.
Sir.
He look like a humble man. He don't ask for much, child. He just asks for you not to be racist. That's it. Just don't be racist towards me.
I'm just confused.
I get it. Yes, I did.
I'm just what are you doing, y'all? You a bank. The whole fit I would have in the bank.
And they didn't expose which bank it was, did they?
They didn't. That's why I was trying to look in the comments real quick.
Probably
to see.
I would guess Bank of America.
To see.
I would guess Wells Fargo.
Something, I guess.
One of them two would be my top guesses. Maybe SunTrust.
His name is Santor Thomas.
Oh, okay, Santor. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart, honey.
Well, I'm glad you got your checks, and I hope you switched banks immediately. I would have gone to a whole new bank.
Yeah, it was close to
transfer all my funds over.
It was close to $100,000.
Hope you invest
he
well.
said tried to present 3 checks written from previous racial discrimination settlement. Wonder why it was in 3. Maybe that's why they were being weird about it. Not that needed to be.
As long as they're legitimate checks.
Yeah,
they're not fraudulent checks.
It don't matter.
The fuck?
It don't matter.
Do your due diligence because that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he had his checks.
I'm with him winning all those and get his money. With it, sir.
For fucking sure.
Keep getting it. You know what? At this point, just make a career out of it.
You should have taxed him for much more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should have taxed him for so. You know what? I blame the lawyer for that.
Yeah,
the lawyer was weak.
Go for more.
Your lawyer was fucking weak. Because I know you had to pay them some of that, so you ain't even getting no full $100,000.
Go for more.
They should have been waxing their head, but the lawyer must not have been confident in their ability to get more. So They just took the settlement, but nah.
Which goes back to
you a shark, my nigga. Mr. Thomas, you need you a shark.
Yeah,
you need to go ahead and
just get out of there. Mm-hmm. Just get out of there for the sake of everybody.
Get out of there while you can.
Yeah, it'll be best. It'll be best for you, for your family. I don't know. Just go.
Oh God.
Because it's given you live in a small town and they not fucking with you. Nah, I'm sorry, boo. You gotta go. Or stay there and keep getting checks. I don't know.
Right. If you want to put that, but get a new lawyer.
Get a new lawyer, yo. Get a new lawyer for sure.
That's my advice. If you want to stay in the house that you've been in, get you a new lawyer, then, my nigga. Get you a shark.
Nah, but for real though, get you a shark. Yeah, you need more money. Talk about discrimination.
Baby.
Did we didn't play this? I can't remember if we played this last time. Well, if we did, we're doing it again.
Because we didn't talk about this with Jared.
With Jared. Okay. Well,
we got so caught up in the other shit.
We did. Oh, yeah. We talked about Jared. First off, our last
shout out to Jared.
We had so much fun. I did not make it to Taco Tuesday the next day.
I didn't make it either.
I didn't even remember until Friday.
I did not make it either. I had too much going on that day, and I wound up not even going into DC that day. I
didn't get my tacos, so I might go.
I plan to be in DC tomorrow. I think I'm gonna come into DC later in the day, so that I'm not in such a hurry to get out of DC, so I can make my way there and then make my way home.
That's the root for me, and
it's so close to the warehouse. Oh, it's so close to the warehouse. Awesome. So it's like, I have no excuse.
Yeah.
It's just fucking 5 o'clock is kind of late. 5 o'clock for me, it just feels late. But my day in my brain is done at 3.
Oh, well, yeah, then 5 o'clock is late.
Like, I'm over the work part of my day by 3 o'clock. I'm over it. My body is like, it's just like happy
but you also get up at 6, 5.
I was going to say, I'm up at like 5:30.
Yeah, so, like, that is a long day.
Fuck yeah.
5 to 3 p.m.
Especially to still have like an almost hour ride home back into Maryland.
Yeah, like
in traffic.
It should be done by 3. So, like, yeah, you do a lot in the beginning half of your day. Yeah, a lot of people don't start there till 9, 10. You know.
Yeah, and I started with like working out and shit. So it's like you get that boost of energy after you work out, but then by the end of the day, you're tired because you worked out.
Right, time to go back to sleep. That energy was given. Like shit.
Nah, for real, that energy's been spent.
Right.
And spoken for.
But we're going to go into What's Tea, y'all. And supposedly, the Scholastic books, or Scholastic
this makes me really
Book
sad.
Fair, this makes me sad. Honestly, what's happening with books in America right now
makes me very sad.
Just is backwards. We're going the wrong direction in many things.
There are people doing that purposely. Like, they want to digress 100%. To a certain point of time.
I don't know. I wonder if because they might know that like alien invasion comes quicker if we get smarter. I don't fucking know though.
Not the alien invasion. You want an apocalypse and an alien invasion to happen so damn bad.
So, well, the aliens are already here.
They've been here.
Supposedly.
That's what they say.
That's what these people say.
I don't know if I came into contact with him yet. I wouldn't be able to tell you at this point. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I have. Shit, who knows?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't know if I had.
Are they underwater? Because that's the best place for them to
why I don't do no deep sea nothing. I'm great. I feel like leave them ocean creatures alone, y'all. There are certain levels of the ocean I just don't need to see. I want to see my feet. I want to see tiny bit of fish. The coral reefs, all that. That's cute. I'm not going to disturb y'all, though. I'm not one of them people. Whales, leave me alone. My energy and my intention is pure.
People have been too close to whales for my liking.
It's too much for me. I don't want no smoke with the underwater life. I don't want any smoke.
They just come. I'm like, y'all coming out like that? God, I thought y'all was in the middle of
stealth.
Not near land. Why are there boats out there?
They're like fucking underneath the water, and then just all of a sudden up here in your face, or you're in their throat and had no idea how you got there. Like, I have no desire. If y'all can hear me from up here, there is no beef between you and I. I don't want to fish for you. I don't want to make anything of your skin. I don't want to eat your flesh. I have no desire. I'm great.
Yeah, no,
I'm cool. Perfectly fine. Leave me alone.
It is
and
crazy
I will leave
that
you alone.
there's this whole
I have a fear of that.
amount of life and shit. And
there's a whole nother world.
It's crazy.
And I believe it should be left alone.
It's crazy. It's just so we just don't touch.
send a deep water camera or something if that's what you gotta do. But the second that bitch gets eaten up, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to send a bigger camera and a fucking satellite this and a submarine that. No.
Humans will always want to know what they don't know.
They always want to find new shit to conquer and fuck with and mess with and meat to eat and some other shit to pillage and something to turn into an energy source and something to turn into some shit to stick it to an iPhone, and it's too much.
Their curiosity kills the cat for a
It's too
reason.
much.
Yeah.
I'm a different kind of cat. I'm a cat that minds her business.
Period.
I don't want no problems.
Period.
I have a real genuine fear of that. Some like deep water
100%.
fish shit. I don't want no smoke.
None.
No
good.
bubbles. I don't want it.
I'm good.
I'm great. Please stop. People,
I already get
they're not
anxiety.
gonna stop.
The ocean gives me anxiety about looking at it. I love being at the beach, but I still get anxiety about how vast,
How huge it is.
and how small I am. So like to be like, oh, I'm so important that I need to tell the fish 3 million miles down that I'm its conqueror.
Nah, for real.
Nah, bitch, I don't need to.
And they don't give a fuck who and what we are. They don't give a fuck about
I don't
that.
need to do that.
Not at all. And then I think about the fact that the ocean, if we don't know what the fucking happened on a given day, okay? The fucking earth beneath that ocean could just shift a little too far to the left. And now a fucking 20-foot wave could literally travel its way onto the shore and we're all sucked in.
I think that was the biggest thing about Aruba that really fucked me up. It's like they're like, yeah, no storms hit here. We're in this perfect space where we get this weather every day.
Crazy.
But at any given day, tsunami can come and kill us because there's an underwater volcano very close by. Oh, okay.
Right. Okay, happiest place on earth. Y'all just are so happy and grateful to be alive without a tsunami that day.
Until we're wiped out.
That's fucking nuts. I
Because the
forgot all about
island
that
is
part.
not big. It takes 45 minutes to get from one side to the other. That's not a big island. It's a beautiful fucking island, but it's not big at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that shit would just be like gone. It's less than 24 hours. Like,
Wild.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Water is crazy.
How do you even plan for the tsunami part? How do you... What's the evacuation plan?
Do you evacuate?
Giving pending tsunami wreckage.
Big ass Noah Ark? I don't fucking know.
Right.
Shit.
Like,
who knows?
Is there a big ass boat somewhere waiting, like being crafted and... I don't know.
Multiple boats? Shit.
Like, is it giving Noah's
I wonder
Ark?
what their population is.
Right. Are we planning for the whole population? Are we planning for most of it? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's like, it's just so many thoughts that come along with that.
No, but for real.
Like,
That's
this is the type of shit that'll keep me up at night. I am just all the shit that I can't control.
There's only 106,536 people on Aruba.
Wow. It's not a lot of people at all.
That's very small.
Wow.
Wow, Turks and
gotta be a
Caicos only
tough
has
dating
45,000. What? That's crazy.
Everybody probably know and be fucking everybody.
That's why they do kind of all know each other.
It's crazy.
Well, at least the taxi people do. I know that.
Right. Well, I guess they all travel the same routes.
Shit.
They all travel the same motherfucking routes.
There's only so many to take. There's no traffic lights on the island, so like, wow, crazy. Aruba's a different place.
That's why motherfuckers gotta travel.
Yeah,
because just back to like the dude eating the fufu. Like,
yeah, literally,
he's an untraveled ass nigga. Like, you don't understand. Like,
that video
that life as it is in the United States and as it is in whatever bubble and whatever corner of the United States you're in. Yeah. Is so not the way the rest of the world is. Like,
not. It just is not. It's crazy.
The more you know,
some people will
the more you realize how much you don't know.
You know, that's what's kind of sad too. It's like,
and some people are just okay with that. Like, aren't even like curious to get out there and see what else exists. Like, they don't even bother to really question themselves enough to like get to the point of understanding. Like, this way that I'm living, is it even the way that resonates with me the most, or is it just the way I've been conditioned and so I go with it? Like, people don't ask themselves that, like, that aren't even in touch with their actual self, right? In order to know whether or not something resonates, right? It's just, this is what I've been fed, and so I'm going to take that as what it is. Changes that at all? I'm sure it does, because it gives you insight into a world that you otherwise wouldn't have seen.
It's depending on the algorithm, but yeah.
Correct.
Because, child.
Say that one again. Depending on the fucking algorithm. Damn you, Meta.
Might keep you motherfuckers in the same loophole.
In the same ignorant ass loop. But we're responsible for that shit too.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm is fed by what we engage with.
Right.
So we don't engage with beautiful tropical shit or some shit in the Swiss Alps or some shit in fucking Africa or motherfucking eating fufu or making jollof or whatever. Right. Then we're never going to continue to be exposed to that shit. We're going to continue to be exposed to the fucking Shade Room and to fucking DMV Daily or like just some old local shit. Like Daily. Like the same old regular local bullshit. And you're going to be fed comments and opinions from the same locally based ass people with the same locally based and fucking domestically planted mindset.
Yeah.
And that's just all that's going to get recycled and regurgitated. And I feel really bad for y'all.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
That sounds horrible.
I hate that for you.
I don't want that life at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
And going into that, these Scholastic books.
Right, because we got way off the actual point. But love the way that you pulled it back.
Book Fair just made a button to get rid of all the books with black characters. Hi, I'm Tony, a professional writer that travels around the country helping kids at their local schools and libraries. And librarians like this one have said that this year the Scholastic Book Fair introduced a no diversity option. Book bans are at an all-time high across the country, and just having a black character is enough to get a book removed from collections permanently. Librarians have been posting online that when they make their book orders, they have to specifically opt in to receiving books with diverse characters. All the books considered diverse are put in the same category and marked as something that might cause controversy. Publishers need to take a stand, because if they yield to racist demand, authors of color that have stories to tell won't get published because people think they won't sell. And when all those stories cease to exist, what do you think that's going to do to the kids? Scholastic hasn't made a statement about this publicly, but let this be a reminder to support black stories.
Yes. That is petrifying. I used to live for the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah.
Every and it's like twice a year I think we have it. I lived for the Scholastic Book Fair. I know my mother used to probably, she didn't dread it because she loves books and stuff too, but I know I used to probably get on her fucking nerves. Like, please send me with enough cash. I'm going to come out of there with at least like 2 or 3 Captain Underpants books.
Okay.
My Animorphs.
Okay.
And my motherfucking other shit. Like, bitch, I was reading the fucking Babysitter Jump book, Babysitter Club girl. And shit. Like, I was a Goosebumps. Yeah. Ooh, bitch, I was a Goosebumps.
Yeah, when they started doing the pick your,
oh my God,
the journey through the book too. Yes. Oh my God, that was my shit right there. Oh my
God, because I also remember when I was living in Germany, that's when they started to release the Goosebumps shows.
Okay.
And I used to be scared shitless.
Back, supposedly they've come back on Disney Plus.
Yes, they are back.
I have not tried.
They
it
are
yet.
back. I haven't looked.
Yeah,
maybe I should get into that since apparently I can't go to no fucking. I'm already too late for the amusement parks. So, damn, can't believe I thought I was gonna be like, oh yeah, go in November.
That's how fast October went though. That's how fast October has gone.
Damn, I missed the window.
We got 2 days,
bitch. And impromptu. I can't even go to Six Flags. I think that's closed down. Six Flags looks abandoned.
Kings and
Minions.
Yeah.
I don't think a weekday trip down Richmond is really in the books for me. I also don't even think they're open on weekdays. I think it's only like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing.
Oh yeah, maybe you might be right.
So
you might be right.
I missed that window.
Busch Gardens? I don't know. Who knows?
Busch Gardens? That's even further. But no, this shit is sad. This shit is sad. This shit is scary. This shit is like,
no, for
the attack on intelligence is like, how does that not alarm more people? Like, get your racial biases aside, right?
Yeah.
This is an attack on intelligence.
Yeah.
On genuine intelligence.
Yes.
This is an attack on having real factual, like, this is an attack on like the world, what you consume, genuinely reflecting the world you live in.
That's what I'm literally about to say. Exactly.
Like, they want you to not have any supporting material to confirm what you're living and experiencing in your actual life.
And I think that also allows for kids and people to just grow up thinking that when they see people of color or different people, that they're not real. You you know, why should they be respected? Why should they be anything? Like,
it enables people to try to treat us like aliens.
Yeah.
Treat us like
not human, which they've written in law that we aren't. You know, like
we're a fraction of a fucking human.
You know, so it's just like that's really insane. And I just can only think that the long-term goal is violence. The long-term goal is erasure.
Like, it's an attempt to regain control. It's an attempt to regain power, perceived power. It's a lot of, it's so many factors that it's just like exhausting to even go down.
Literally.
Like, there's just so much. It's so much in it. It's like scary. That's the best word I got.
Sad. It's scary. It makes me hurt. Honestly,
it makes me hurt and it makes me want to fucking fight, and that's a problem because I'm not a violent girl.
I mean, Fahrenheit 451 alone, right? We always see these stories of governments that want to restart, restart the world, and they burn books, they ban books, or these different I see a lot of stories all the time
because they want to brainwash you.
Yeah. To brainwash you, and it's just like
that's what they did with Africans when they brought them here. All of everything that tied them to their culture and to where they came from got demolished,
just gone.
They fucking started spoon feeding them this fake ass shit called the Bible. Fight your mother, not me. Because I'll say it and I'll say it again. That shit is man made. It's man written. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with God whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got their attachments to that book, and they take what they want to from it, and I respect people's right to do so. But it's fucking fables, and they use that shit to brainwash and control an entire fucking group. A group feels like too small of a word to use.
It's like definitely a religious text, but my problem with the Bible,
that's a good way to put it. Religious textbook. Okay, I like that.
It's been adapted to be used as a tool of control, right? Yeah. Like, we are not getting what the book was meant.
It's nothing godly about the way it's used
when it was in its inception and how it was added. All the chapters that chapters have been replaced. Things were specifically written into.
That's why there's multiple versions.
Yeah, things are specifically written into it to mind control, pretty much, to make you act a certain way.
To teach you that obedience is the way, humility is the way,
and that's the problem,
and all that shit.
What's going on with the Bible in our modern day time is that it's not its original use. Which was a religious text in a form of, spreading Christianity that wasn't like, oh, let's go on crusades and kill everybody and conquer.
Right.
It was not supposed to be that. There's a lot of stuff missing from the Bible that and that's not okay. And so, like you said, it's an attack on intelligence. It's an attack on there's nothing wrong with diversity. There are literally this many different people on the world and the earth.
I was scared to say diversity just is.
It's just what we are.
Like, to reject what just is, that in and of itself is a type of insanity.
It makes no sense.
There's nothing sane about it. And these are the people y'all want to trust to create policy. These are the people that y'all want to fucking trust to make decisions on your behalf and to fucking, like, y'all don't realize the amount of karmic energy y'all are pushing in the absolute worst possible direction. Like, when the pendulum swings back and smacks everyone in the fucking face spiritually, like, you're going to feel the brevity of the choices that you are making from the most self-centered, self-serving, fucking just hyper self-focused place. Like, it's just so nuts to me. It literally makes my brain hurt.
I mean, and it should make your brain hurt as you try to do this. Like, the fact that it's like easy work for you to be like, yeah, look, well, you just gotta get rid of all this. No, I feel like you have to think harder to do stupid shit like this.
People have a certain, and some people just go along to get along. And sometimes it's just as simple as, oh, we've been friends since whatever weird rapey frat we were in college, and we both just happen to be in positions of power, and you have some nefarious goal that you're trying to get to. I'm not invested one way or another, but I fuck with you, so I'm gonna go ahead and vote in favor of that because you my mans. Not even because I'm just as evil as you, but just because I fuck with you because I've known you for this long, and it's all about relationships and nepotism and exchanging favors and all this type of shit. And so I'm just gonna go with whatever you ask me to do, regardless of who it's harming by me making that decision. Sometimes it's that simple.
That's annoying. That's crazy as hell.
It's nuts, but so many things are done that way.
Yeah.
It's just a phone call. Hey, my guy, yeah, great dinner with the missus the other night. Yeah, I need you to vote in favor of such and such when it crosses the table on Monday.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, no problem, Chuck.
Gotcha, Brand. Gotcha.
Like,
gotcha,
the fuck? Click. Millions of people's lives ruined.
Oh my god.
Just like that.
That's just...
Nobody loses a fucking wink of sleep because it doesn't touch them right away.
Yeah.
It doesn't touch them right away. And they're not connected to the fact that we're all fibers in this universe. We are all connected, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
And so something that we do is going to be connected to something else that happens, and something else that happens, and then something else that happens over there. And then it circles back around, and it's going to affect your fucking daughter, or your fucking grandchild, or your fucking wife, or something. And then it hits you, but you don't even have the wherewithal to put it together that call that you took and didn't bat an eye about it is now the reason why, I don't know, for some reason your fucking wife has cancer or something. She's terminal.
Or somebody up in your house with a gun to your face. I don't know.
And put a fucking gun to your face. Because you made a decision that put somebody on the brink of wanting to kill themselves, and they said, nah, fuck that. I'm going to kill everybody who put me here.
Boop.
And they're that committed on some vigilante shit to figure out exactly who played a part in the demise of their life and said, no, I want to actually be your karma, bitch. There are people who feel that way. This happens.
This happens
in real life, and people don't think about that, or they don't care, or they feel too far above it all. They can't get to me. They can't touch me. They won't even know I'm a part of this, that, and the third. They're not smart enough. It also
happens on a graver magnitude when this happens. Stuff like what's happening right now between the Palestinian people and Israelis. Yeah. You know, the Gaza and Israel. Like, that is all from years of oppression, years of, occupying land that's not yours. Like, these things come back around.
Based on a belief of a few people.
And there's a lot of violence on both sides, but there's reason why.
Right, because it's like there's probably a violent aspect of like defending oneself against an aggressive force.
Right.
Like, there is a group of people who feel like they have the power to impart what they believe. And I'm not speaking too deep on it because I don't have all the details around it. I have a hard time looking at all the news around it because the empath in me just doesn't know how to really let it go once I ingest too much.
I have not seen the violent pictures or the bodies
videos
lying.
Of the news loves to like.
I haven't been watching, but I've been keeping up with people who are stating factual things and historical references. So, person that I was trying to one episode tell you all about, her Instagram name is I Am Legally Hype, and she starts to talk about where the conflict starts years ago. It started after World War, I guess, II, with Nazis and Jewish people escaping Germany and wanting to go back to their Holy Land. And this is where the Palestinians were actually, this is where they lived. So they occupied this land, and the Palestinians were like, well, hold on, this is our land. We've been here. Like, this is not just some place you just come and conquer because you think it belongs to you. No, we like fucking live here. But no, Israelis and Jewish people that came back to this land to be closer to, their Holy Land did this to these people and gained control and gained ways to pretty much discriminate against Palestinian people. They, They can take away their water. They can take away their land. They can take away their housing. They can be occupied. Their houses. I can live in this house right now. If I was Palestinian, an Israeli person can come in and say, "We're taking over this house now. Get out." You know what I'm saying? Like these things are happening, and these people have been living this way for a very long time. So what's happening is that a group of people called Hamas or the Hamas was like, fuck that shit. You know, we turn up in violent ways because when you are oppressing a person or people, a type of people for a very long time, the only thing that they can think about as a last resort is violence.
What else can they do?
What else can I do? Am I saying that's right? No, absolutely motherfucking not.
Same with civil rights, but what choice do we have?
What choice do people have? You know what I'm saying? And I think what also sucks is that the Hamas is doing it in a way of sacrificing civilians, and the Israelis are also doing the same thing. And that's what I've come to conclusion of the historical things that I've been watching. I'm not watching anything that the news is putting out because we've now seen that's all fake. Right. That they're lying, that they're pushing a certain agenda. I came across
a video on Twitter too. TikTok had deleted a video of this girl breaking down a lot of the truth behind what's happening and breaking it down so that the average person can digest it. And apparently TikTok deleted it, but of course everything gets to live on Twitter. So we can play a couple things. I know you got something. I know you wanted to let Lene wanted to do something, right?
A reason why I wanted to bring Lene in is because she starts to talk about, you know, and where I also kind of paused at sharing or anything was because it was like, is this really my conversation to be in?
Right.
You know,
to be like vocal about.
Yeah. Is this, it didn't feel like it at first. It felt like this was like, you know, what Jewish people talk about, what Palestinian people talk about, but then it really became just a humanitarian thing. And
yeah. It all boils down to a humanitarian thing, but I get what you're saying in terms of like wondering, like, is this the thing that I speak up on?
Right.
Or that I kind of stay an ally with, but like not necessarily by being the most vocal voice behind it. So
literally, let's do our fourth sip, and then we're gonna get into Lene. Lene has some good points on that feeling itself. We are at make sure I take my time.
So we're on to the Madeira Cask.
We're on the Madeira Cask right now.
Yes, fourth sippy.
So we're at 94 proof. So after spending it 6 and 10 months in new oak barrels. Oh, I did also forgot to say that the Waggle Society, part of their bottle, the one before this, part of that gin was aged in Vermont, specific for Vermont white oak barrels.
Okay.
But going back to Madeira Cask, so you do your 6 to 10 months, and then you finish in Madeira wine cask for over a year.
Wow.
So more time in the Madeira cask than it does in the New York barrel.
I like that. Which is easier for them to be able to do that because that barrel's already been used. You're not going to be getting too much of that barrel char and all that other stuff.
To me, on the nose, it actually has a little bit of cacao, which we haven't really pulled much from.
Definitely
the other
that Madeira.
ones.
Yeah, that's definitely the Madeira.
Yeah. But outside of that, still going strong with the evergreen.
I get a little
forestiness.
A little like, what's the word I want to say? Wrinkly fruits.
Yeah,
like the fig date raisin. Yeah.
Not plum. What the fuck am I talking? Wrinkly.
Yeah.
Not plum. Date raisin. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's definitely on the palate too.
Yeah.
Heavy on the raisin. Heavy on the fig.
Yes.
Heavy on the barrel, but in a good way.
Especially on the finish. Yeah. Very raisiny on the finish.
Very much so. More of that like mentholy vibe. It's very datey. Also, this, I think it's the double cask kind of aspect of it. I get leather too.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's drying the front of my tongue out, but watering the
back of my palate. It's all water.
Which I don't think I've ever thought about that sensation before.
Very interesting. It happens to me a lot with whiskey, actually.
Huh.
Where I'll get my mouth of water in one place and be really dry in another.
Yeah. I'm just so happy to have all these bottles. Like, oh
I'm
my
happy
God,
for
it's
you.
like my first real collection.
That Madeira, you're gonna have to definitely tuck in the back.
Oh yeah, I gotta hide that bitch. I gotta definitely hide that. I think I still got a vodka.
Also, your friends gotta be fucking trained right. Because if I see your bottle that low, I'm not gonna touch it.
Well,
I'm just not doing that.
That low. They were just
because niggas be
and then it was that low.
But niggas will see that you only have one bottle and that you can't buy it locally anywhere, and will still sit there and pour up.
The only one I really let people do that with is like whiskey, because I don't drink my whiskey, so I'm like, I feel like you're gonna appreciate this a lot more than I am. But they didn't do much because I was.
But like, anybody who know you a gin girl.
Yeah, this is true.
They know you a gin girl.
This is very true. Most of
y'all motherfuckers step out the Madeira cask.
Yeah. No one's touching this. I'm probably not gonna touch this again for like another year. Like that's like, I can't do anything else with that
because you got to save something to compare to the next batch.
Yeah. I'm not gonna touch that for a while, but I'm gonna try to
very
keep up.
Figgy, very medicinal.
They want to send me a bottle every time.
Right.
They do a finish.
Girl,
so,
you know they
really nice. Be really, really nice.
It's really good. It's very medicinal. Very, very medicinal. Damn, I'm trying to think, what would I do with this in a cocktail?
I mean, any of these I always want to do old fashioned. Like,
yeah,
I did a
and I love gin Negronis. Well, I mean Negroni is gin, but I love Negronis with this.
Yeah, definitely. I did a cinnamon old fashioned with the waggle, which was really tasty.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
You
know I love a cinnamon old fashioned.
Me too. I truly do.
I love it. It's so simple,
syrup.
And it's like,
I got stuff in there. I'm served.
You found out you having cocktail stuff in the house now.
I got cocktail stuff.
Ooh, I want to. If you got citrus, I want a cinnamon sour.
Now that I don't do it at Allegory, I like have so much stuff on me all the time. So, yeah.
How is that going, by the way? Doing the classes at Bow and Ivy.
Oh, I love Bow and Ivy.
Good.
You know, it's been a really great transition. One, because shout out to Julia of Bow and Ivy. She wants us there. You know, oh shit, we gotta talk about a pop up. It's supposed to be happening next week. She wants us there. It's really, it's a great situation. And what's been awesome is that, out of all of our classes, we've been able to sell her product.
Nice.
One of our first classes there, someone bought a barrel from her. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So it's still, it's bringing her business, bringing her money. It's bringing awareness to the location. Yes. Because a lot of people don't even know that they're there. That goes, I just know it as the old Joseph Magnus.
Yeah.
So like.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's a really great space.
Great location. What they did with it is gorgeous from what I've seen in pictures.
Yeah. It's I love being there. It feels like a good place, you know? It's always nice to be wanted where you are, Right. And we're going to probably start.
And for not to try to work you.
Right. And in the future, we're probably going to start changing it from not just my class, but also a distillery tour along with it. Yes. So I think that'll be really cool.
That aspect.
Yeah, me too.
I love that. Yeah. So the universe don't make no mistakes. Allegory had to show their ass.
Yeah.
In order for you to be pushed into the direction of something that was actually more beneficial of a work situation.
100%. And it's closer to me. So that's also nice.
Look at God.
It's closer to me. It's down the street.
Look
Ivy
at
City.
God.
But yeah, so let me try to find a video of
the Lemonade joint. Okay, while you pull that up, actually, let me play some of this one. Because I was like, okay, and her delivery was so sweet. Hold up. Here we go. Bookmark.
I was first educating myself about Palestine and Israel and what was going on. I was very stressed at first because this had always been framed as something that was this long history that was so complicated, that was so complex that the average person would just never be able to understand. And I genuinely believe that is a tactic used by Western powers and Western media to deter their populations from going and doing just even small amounts of research and employing critical thinking skills. Because I think if you lay the facts out just clearly, any sane, logical person can only come away with one conclusion, and that's free Palestine. It's really easy, especially when you're not educated on this topic at all, to drown under all the propaganda and disinformation that's constantly being shared. And that's by reputable sources. This is by journalists and heads of states and whole governments telling you this. It's really easy to believe in the lies and the narratives that they're trying to paint out. And I think that's why I genuinely have a couple basic points that help me understand what's real and what's not. And I'm going to share them. My first point being, to even begin to understand this, you need to first understand this is not an Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is not an Israeli-Palestinian war. This is a genocide against the Palestinian people. This is the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian people by the Israeli state, backed by the U.S. and other world powers, and supported by Zionists. Simple. I think the second point to understand, and understand it very clearly, because this is a point that the Israeli state and Western media will shout from the rooftops constantly. And it's the fact that they try to connect Zionism, the Israeli state, and Judaism, because as soon as you're against Israel, all of a sudden you're anti-Semitic. As soon as you're against Zionism, all of a sudden you're anti-Semitic. That is not the case. How many Jewish people have come out and said they do not support the Israeli state and they do not support Zionism? Because being in support of Palestinians and their fight for freedom and justice and liberation has nothing to do with being anti-Semitic. That is just something that they do as a scare tactic. And then my third point is...
So she gonna break it all the way down, y'all. We'll share this link, of course, in the description.
Yes.
For all the things, because it's like a 7-minute and some change video.
I would love that.
So, but yeah, I bookmarked it on my Twitter. I was like, oh, bitch, okay, educate me, honey.
And that's what I've been searching for too. Is just like that type of thing right there, right? Where it's not like fueled with this weird opinion,
a bunch of emotion and opinions,
like,
and
hey y'all, this is what's been happening since this dawn time. But she did say something about Zionists and Zionism that I needed to look up. So it's a movement that emerged in the 19th century to espouse support for the establishment of a homeland for the Jewish people in Palestine. It's a region roughly corresponding to the land of Israel in Jewish tradition. Following the establishment of Israel, Zionism became an ideology that supports the development and protection of the state of Israel. So just for you all to know what Zionism is, because I needed to look that up after she used that word, and I've kind of heard it, but I didn't know really what was going on there. So here's the good girl Lene and her parking lot pimping this past Friday that we all needed to hear.
It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Please listen until the end, because I'm only gonna say this once. For the past 2 weeks, I've seen violence plastered all over my timeline. Footage, images, incendiary headlines. And just when I think that is all I have to consider, I see updates of yet more violence. I have seen infographics sharing information and misinformation. I have watched the leadership of this nation respond disingenuously and without principle. I have also watched creators like myself either become beat reporters, making sure all of us remain informed, while others struggle to make statements of neutrality, while others struggle to say anything at all. I would like to start by saying that what we are seeing is genocide. What we are also seeing is people of color across the globe be stretched in their advocacy. While mourning the lives of thousands of children and innocent civilians lost abroad, here at home we mourn the loss of Wadea Al-Fayome, a 6-year-old Palestinian child stabbed 26 times by his landlord, Joseph Zuba. You may know from the headlines that his murder, along with the stabbing and attempted murder of his mother, were directly tied to the war abroad. But what you might not know is that according to Zuba's own wife, this same man listens to conservative talk radio on a regular basis. Now, surprisingly, the response to this conflict doesn't seem to be a partisan issue. I cannot blame conservatives for this because the response is being led by the Biden administration. But what I can say is that American propaganda is a tool that has never ceased and can seep from all sides in the name of whiteness and colonialism. 71-year-old Zuba, much like 84-year-old Andrew Lester, the man responsible for shooting 15-year-old Ralph Yall for knocking on the wrong door, was influenced by dangerous single stories about people of color. Islamophobia is not new here and has been persisting since 9/11. Anti-blackness is not new here and is in fact core to the American fabric. Anti-Semitism is not new here either. Birthed in the early 1900s, American anti-Semitism sparked when millions of Jews immigrated to the U.S., were linked to communism through propaganda, and became a premier target of the Klan right along with black people. So because of that shared history, there is expected solidarity in that arena. However, black people have no Zion to dream of. We have no pens to hide. This is not meant to insinuate that we would if we could, or any insensitivity to the threats Jewish Americans are facing as we speak. Because as a black person, a woman, and a feminist in America, I have an acute understanding that the liberation of one group cannot come at the expense of of another. It is only meant to convey that nobody thought well enough of our people to gift us land, resources, and protection, that we are not enfranchised enough to make anti-blackness a scary thing. We aren't even protected enough to take up space in the White House or the Capitol and protest for peace. But what we can do is empathize with the loss of entire bloodlines, though many of our names would never see a registry. We can empathize with being over-policed. We can empathize with being plotted on, just as Steve Perkins. We can empathize with the rhetoric that criminalizes our existence and our demand for civil rights and liberty. So while the morality of this issue is not a question, many Black Americans are faced with limitations intellectually, structurally, or even economically that make saying something a difficult task. At this point, many are wondering, with no ceasefire impending, what even is there left to say? And I won't condemn anyone for what they have or have not said, or whether they choose to speak at all. What I will do is urge you to remember how the world stopped for us in 2020. And never forget how loved you felt, even if only for a summer. Because as I've said many times on this show, none of us are free until all of us are free. And that's on Audre Lorde. And I can be transparent with you and say that I myself struggle very hard with the advice to craft something tactful. But given the fact that this platform has always been a reflection of exactly who I am, I really didn't have a choice. That's a wrap.
She said what she said.
And that's what it is too, you know, like I said before, it was very hard to even, like, I didn't think about it. Like, at first I was like, oh, okay, well, there's a situation. I don't think I have much to say on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's much for me to do. But then, like, then I kept reading. I kept listening to people who are really, like she said, there are people that are on social media being beat reporters, meaning they're trying to keep you up to task on the truth because it's not being put out by our, especially here in America, by our government or in
not
the
by
world.
The government, not by the media sources. There is no fucking sense of obligation or integrity when it comes to most of the media sources, to be honest.
Yeah.
The ones that circulate regularly on our fucking local TVs, on our local channels or whatever, they don't have no integrity about their shit. Not at all. Not at all.
It's very sad. It really is because, you know, things like hospital bombings are happening. You know, like kids, doctors, places to like heal are being bombed by the Israeli people on Palestinian people. And that's fucking sad that with that people, the media and everything tried to send out confusion to the world so that we could be against each other still. So that we could say, we don't know who actually did it. No, you getting your source for something stupid. What are you, living under a rock? You know what I'm saying? Like they allow us to be confused so that we could fight each other and not read and listen and find the truth. And that's what I think for me, this whole thing has been scary. And just continues to show that there's an agenda that is not for peace. There is an agenda that is not for the freedom of people. And for some reason, I don't even know why, it's so important for the rest of the world to be so invested in Israel conquering these pieces of land. And I think that's where I'm losing the understanding of why this is happening or why it's been happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, out of all the land that y'all could have gone or got or grabbed, or all the land that you actually do have, y'all still need these pieces of land for what?
It's just never a fucking enough.
Yeah,
it's never enough.
I can't. And so going back to
there is no logic behind it.
Yeah, and then going back to you talking about, you know, how simple it is that these people in power don't think about their choices affecting trillions of people.
Yeah, they don't care about who it actually lands on because they don't look at it as landing on them. It's like, as long as it doesn't hit them and their immediate family, they don't even care if it's a distant cousin. Yeah. If it don't hit them and their household, they don't give a fuck.
And that's exactly what's happening. So the U.S. was the only country to oppose a ceasefire. We were the only ones.
But like, why? What I want to know is, what does the U.S. get out of it? Because the U.S. is getting something out of it. They're getting something from it.
They have to be.
They wouldn't be having an opinion at all. The U.S. wasn't getting something from it.
I truly do. It's
just how it is,
and I truly do not understand. Here we are. Here.
as I have in this council, that we stand
this is our
unequivocally
representative
for the
at
protection
the
of
UN,
civilian life
Linda
during
Thomas
conflict.
Greenfield.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution please raise their hand? Will those against?
The only one against is the United States.
The draft resolution has not been adopted owing to the negative vote of a permanent member of the council.
So that was Linda Thomas Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, and she raised her hand and voted against the Brazilian resolution to create a humanitarian corridor and bring humanitarian pauses to Gaza so that they can get food, supplies, medicine, etc., and also possibly a way out. The resolution required the U.S. to vote in order for it to get the number of votes needed for it to pass. So they effectively, singularly, prevented it. She voted against this because it didn't say that Israel has a right to defend itself in the resolution. Russia offered amendments that were struck down and not accepted by the UK and America. Now, according to reporting,
they're going to disagree with anything Russia says.
Was that it is a ceasefire
just off GP.
On all civilians.
The amendment says ceasefire on all civilians.
Why wouldn't they go? Why wouldn't they agree with that?
And she goes on to say that pretty much we are on the wrong side of history and that we are now ready for. They don't want peace. We don't want peace. I don't know what the agenda is, and I think that's what's really fucking me up.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're not going to let us know what the agenda is.
No, we're going to sit here and be confused until dawn of time. But like, I think that's what's really fucking me up, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the real reason that you would oppose for people and civilians to get help and also to have a cease? I don't understand where that is like, no, we can't do that. I personally don't get it. And it's sad that the UN representative is a black woman.
Right. Why y'all put this black lady face up there so she can be the face of this ignorant bullshit? They did that on purpose too. Stay woke. Look, we're diverse.
Yeah. So that whole situation is happening. I mean, honestly, to all of our knowledge, it's been happening. If you really think about what their history is, and it's sad. The world is sad, and I'm like, I think Ukraine and Russia still going at it too. I'm like, what? That part of the world right now is
right, and they've just stopped talking about that altogether.
Yeah, they're still going at it.
Oh, I figured as much.
I
figured as much.
I think what's so insane also is the amount of money that is going to Israel, going to Ukraine, could have been used here, back at home, with all the crisis things that we have ourselves also. But no, we can't stay out of other people's business. We have to support. Something about supporting war brings something for people in power, and I'm not really sure what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's so for some reason war is a moneymaker. I don't know. I don't know the science. I don't get the science.
People invest in emotion. People invest in perceived power, perceived lack of power. People invest in a perceived ability to control something. People just are fucking dumb.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the fucking day, all of this fighting is over shit that doesn't belong to not a single one of us more than another one of us to begin with.
It's just,
if we really look at it, we don't own nature. Okay, we don't own actual land. Like, the land just is, but people are putting they're measuring out squares and rectangles and triangles and fucking hexagons of fucking space zoning shit and marking territory in places and sticking flags in places and shit and claiming it as their own, and then people feel need to fight over it. It's just all wild.
Yeah.
They're trying to do the same thing in space, flying around in these motherfucking rocket ships, trying to put a fucking flag on some planet where life already probably exists. It doesn't give a fuck about your flag, because what does that mean in space? It's just really dumb. And like, but there's so much emotional investment in it, and because people buy with their emotions, people spend money that they don't even technically have to spend on this shit. The people who are just emotionally invested in the act of conquering something, who have billions and trillions of dollars at their fucking disposal. Like, does it matter to them whether it makes sense? No. I have billions of dollars. So if I want to spend millions of it acquiring all of these crazy, like ridiculously, wildly technologically advanced means of fucking weapons and destructive fucking tools, shit, like people are just designing ways to just more efficiently fuck shit up and make like the biggest amount of damage with the smallest amount of effort. And there are people investing billions and trillions of dollars into people being able to create and do this shit.
It's crazy as fuck.
Like, for really nothing, because you're gonna kill each other off. Y'all are investing all this money to turn each other into dust mites.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody lives to spend or conquer anything anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like,
yep.
I don't get it.
To not invest into life makes no sense to me.
To invest in death over life is like wild.
I never have.
Death is a fucking $1 trillion industry. Like, it, I don't know. I might be exaggerating with the trillion, but I know it's $1 billion industry.
It's definitely there.
Yeah, death is like a fucking moneymaker. It's so sad.
I truly do not know why.
Making so much money. Shantae is teaching us this. There are people making so much money just off dead people.
Yep.
Like taxing the remaining living relatives of the dead. Or taxing the fucking estate that remains of the dead. Charging people for a fucking hole in the ground. Charging people to fucking burn them to dust. Charging people for the fucking headstone. Charging people for every fucking thing. It's like...
Child.
Like...
What?
It makes my brain like fry. The fact that this is like people like get off on this one, like making money this way. I mean, people make money in a lot of really shitty ways. Don't get me wrong. It's not like this, like we don't just know this. We know this, but like it just still baffles me that there's so like people are able to be. I guess because I've just always just grown up this way. Like I've just never been able to be so detached from like the bigger thing.
Yeah,
like. People call Leos very self-centered people, but like, there's a lot of self-centeredness out here. There's levels to this shit.
Very like, so levels. To
I may be a little melodramatic and like very inwardly focused as it pertains to my emotions and shit, but like at the same time, yeah. But at the same
Leos
time,
in my life are not. And their actions or things that they do for people, or they go above and beyond. So I don't really know.
And it's like it just amazes me that there are so many people.
You better recognize how you need to treat me, which I don't think
1,000%. Okay,
I don't think that needs to be called self-centeredness. That's just me protecting myself and letting you know what my boundaries are.
Right.
Which y'all do very well. Which Leos do very, very well.
Definitely a boundary girl. I'm a boundary fucking girl.
Is that self-centered? I don't know.
Maybe it is, and then I'll stay there. Making zero apologies, because I'm definitely learning that about myself.
You know, these people are self-centered, but to the point of like they are like nothing inside. You know, they're self-centered on like materialistic things, power, you know, all the things that don't really actually fucking matter, but because we give so much energy to it, it does to them. Yeah,
we give a lot of power to the material plane. Like, it's just this, like, need to, once you reach a certain level of, I guess, or once you come from a certain level of financial privilege or whatever, it's like, Okay, what's the next level of that?
Right.
Okay, what's the next level of that? That's why there's fucking billionaires out here. They're like so bored with what they've been able to achieve from their tech ventures or whatever the fuck they're into, that now they're like trying to conquer fucking living forever. Like they're trying to find the fountain of fucking, you're literally trying to find or create the fountain of youth. Like changing out their fucking blood plasma with that of a 17-year-old to try to live longer. Like this is the type of shit that bored billionaires invest their time and money into. Not making the world a better place.
Never.
Not environmental fucking science, health, replenishing trees and getting water to be where it needs to be and not just being wasted and shit. Like they don't care about none of that shit. You so bored that you're out here changing out your blood plasma. That's next level self-centeredness.
That's just weird as fuck.
You want to live forever on a planet that may just turn to dust around you because you didn't give a fuck to invest any of your resources into like making sure there is a world left to live longer to be a part of?
Send the meteor.
Please don't send a meteor. Disregard everything Capri says. Because I personally still want to have kids and grandkids. Okay? I don't need a meteor.
Start us over. Switch it up. Shuffle the deck.
How about do some motherfucking Avengers Endgame type shit. Like
shuffle the deck.
Snap your fingers and get rid of the bad half.
Yeah.
I won't say bad. Bad is a judgmental word. The harmful half.
Harmful. But like
snap them bitches out of existence. And then we go ahead and recycle them funds and feed it for creating the resources that we need to save the earth. But that's why we need to be left with the people with some sense who give a fuck about the earth.
And do these people actually have sense? You know, it's always
there's so many nuances.
Line.
We gotta deal with that bridge when we get to it. Look.
There's this thin line. These motherfuckers are always teetering.
Nah, that's a fact. Because there's
too much money. You give them a little too much power.
Right, because there's always those people who are like, they're altruistic and they're all for the cause and all for the things as long as they stay broke. But then you get them a few million. Now all of a sudden they get a little more detached. And all of a sudden they care a little bit less about that water aquifer that needed fucking saving up there. They care a little bit less about these manatees that's going extinct. They care a little bit less. There are those people. Then there are the people who literally would take all them funds and put it right into whatever their research is to get the work done.
I feel like there's a
Keep
country trying
those
to be that
motherfuckers.
Way. There's got to be a government trying to be that way. Somewhere. There's gotta be, right?
To be, right?
I don't know.
I don't understand. You know.
I don't know.
Because I'm just like, I don't have the in-depth perspective of like the history of governing agencies from the dawn of time in order to understand at what point it went awry. When did governing agencies become these people who were just puppet mastering all the worst things that happened to the
governments
world.
From inception, from tribe kings to, it's always been corrupt. It's always been self-serving. It's always been, I have this much power because not only did my daddy before my daddy said so, but also
nah, for real.
We made this castle and now it's mine. It's inception. When humans
so sad.
Found a way to talk and say mine, that's when it all went awry. Whenever that was.
Yeah.
I believe it. Like our initial, and I was saying this to somebody,
you might have been better off running around with apes.
Being as humans is violence. It's violence. It just is.
You think it's like the animal instinct aspect of it type of thing?
It absolutely is. And it's actually harder for us to, yes, the love is there, but like
I was just about to say we also have the
pain
instinct to love and want togetherness
but it's also harder to do that. It's easier to do that. That's the rest of the shit.
Yeah.
It's harder for people to really think about what it means to love people in the way that love is in its purest form. And sometimes love can be fucking violent too. Shit.
I was gonna say, do you feel like the violence is as a result of not getting the love or feeling love? Like people lash out, like on a more microcosm type of level, like people who lash out when they feel betrayed or unloved or whatever, regardless of whatever circumstances made them get to the point of lashing out instead of like being a fucking adult. Like it's easier to just lash out and jump down someone's throat or throw a fucking dish across the room or whatever, as opposed to like being further vulnerable and like expressing that you're hurt.
Yes.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Hate you niggas, dog.
Especially when you tried to be vulnerable, right?
Right.
Like,
and it's not,
and it doesn't work over and over and over and over and over again. And then then you're like, well, this shit don't fucking work. Let me try something else. And it's giving
scorched earth,
which feels natural. Feels natural to want to just fuck it all up because we're fucking animals.
You know, when you say it like that.
It sucks, but it is easier. It's easier for governments to go that route.
I'm just thinking about the fact that it's just the way shit has been. Like caveman time. Motherfuckers were still at war. It was just spears and fucking bow and arrows and rocks and shit. And instead of fucking nuclear bombs. Like, my thing is, why the fuck do we have to get to the fucking... It's the technological advancements and attached to emotional unintelligence for me. Yeah. That shit is petrifying. A bunch of emotionally unintelligent, detached motherfuckers with fucking nuclear codes. Yeah. Why, God?
Our emotional intelligence is not matching where we are with
as a society. Science. The technological advances and the left brain of it all, nowhere near as fucking advanced as we should be on the right side of things.
At all.
Like,
and that's really where the problem lies.
Get your EQs up. As a fucking world. Yeah, we need to get our EQ up, our emotional intelligence.
Yes.
IQ, y'all some folks on the fucking IQ. Y'all need to be measuring the motherfuckers' EQ with the same level of diligence and the same weight and brevity that it deserves.
That is a real ass statement.
The fuck?
That is
I don't give a fuck how quickly you can fucking recite the encyclopedia, my nigga. Okay. Are you aware of when you're operating from a place of fear or love? I need you to know if you're operating from fear, if you're operating from love. If you can identify that for me, so much shit could be avoided.
Oh my God. That is so fucking real. Really?
What are we talking about?
Literally.
Literally. Don't send it me here, but like at the same time, it feels a little. It seems a little.
The deck needs to be shuffled.
The deck. Get the deck and shuffle. But don't send no meteor to do it. That's all I ask.
Right there, no shuffle.
Like, I'm still just trying to like survive on the other side. Okay, I'm working on my emotional intelligence for God's sake.
I'm okay with that. But
the fuck,
the shit needs to be shuffled up, and you
know, it does.
We deserve to see what it looks like when intelligence in life to people's well-being at the utmost is invested in more than it's not. It would be really nice to see what that actually does. It work.
Right.
Because now at this point I'm like, shit, maybe it hasn't gone that way because it don't work. I don't know.
No, they never tried. No one ever tried.
No one ever tried.
People do it on micro scales. People do it in the instances in which they can control, and it works. But is that a moneymaker? No. And what is it that people want more than anything? To hoard resources.
Yeah, that's true.
They want to hoard as many resources as they can acquire for themselves as possible. If that's going to be the focus, of course, things like emotional intelligence and things that serve humanity are not going to be prioritized. It's just not. And that is sad.
We hate it.
I fucking hate it.
And
honorary with it or the fuck not.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I'm fucking rary.
Like,
sorry, we went down a hole there, guys.
We did. It got dark.
But we had to kind of go there.
It got dark.
There's a lot of stuff going on in this fucking world. And like, you know, I think that's what kind of hit me on Lenae's thing. It said, remember the love that you had, even if it was only for a summer. And I held dear to that 2020 summer, very much so, on what did seem like people were actually trying to fight for love, equality.
Right. And where Earth had a chance to breathe.
It seemed like we were actually listening almost to each other. Almost. I mean, it was a lot of fighting, but
it
was still.
But at least everybody was forced to be in the house doing it.
Yeah, it felt different. So yeah,
wow.
Not sure how that would go. So with that said, we're going to
we're gonna be driven to drink even more.
Driven to drink even more. One thing that won't change in this year, in the world, or ever is drinking.
That will remain consistent through it all. War, peace, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. We're going to fucking drink. I tell you that. So we're at our Barr Hill Tomcat Sherry Cask finish here. If you can't tell,
look at the color on that bitch.
Yes, this is the darkest.
Look at the color on that bitch.
It's very, very, very beautiful. This is going to be an Oloroso Sherry Cask finish for over a year after coming out of that new American oak. It hitting at a 101 proof here. Yeah.
And that's one period.
That's what we got.
So the sherry aspect is definitely there. I get some of that cacao.
Cacao again, yep.
Almost like some damp soil. I like that Oloroso sherry kind of brings an earthiness there.
Yeah. Definitely smell that.
Yeah, because that funk is like definitely funky.
Also, this is their newest release, their newest cask finish release. So I'm so excited. This is
yum.
Never been tasted before.
Period. It's an exclusive sip. It's an exclusive sip.
World premiere.
Yes. On Soul Palate Podcast.
Definitely my soul though. That's so great.
One thing about the sherry cask, it mutes some of that honey. But that honey texture comes right back around the palate.
Menthol.
Yep.
You know,
the menthol is mentholing through this lineup.
Yeah. Super floral. Like,
very. Wow. Medicinal.
I'm not getting
very
as what
medicinal.
I thought I would get. I thought I would get some like nuttiness, some like raisiny. Not as much as the Madeira cask was. Definitely medicinal. But in the way that like you're going foraging for the things, and then you're using your
right.
What's it called? What's the thing called?
That's I know what you're talking about. The mortar and pestle.
To mix it up, you know, and then you're putting it on your wound type ass.
Not putting it on your wound. Wait.
Or putting it into hot water for your tea.
Yeah, that's what it gives. That's what this gives. Tea leaves. Like that dried out essence. It's like I soaked a tea leaf for a long time.
100%.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow. I like that. I want my last 3 pours put into a sour together. A cinnamon sour.
Nice.
That'll be all over the place flavor-wise.
It definitely would.
It'll be all over the fucking place. That sounds fun.
Tasty. That's so great. I think out of the lineup,
right, which is your fave?
Very much into the Madeira. I'm very much into the Madeira, and I'm very much into the Kingdom strain.
Yeah, I was gonna say this Kingdom strain.
Yeah,
definitely is metamorphosizing in this glass. It's like now transitioned into like vanilla powder.
Yeah, let me see.
Like, wow.
Oh wow, she's right, 100%.
It reminds me of Ra's vanilla protein shake powder.
What brand is it, you know?
Something organics, child. It's this big tub of shit. That I can see the packaging in my brain. It's like green and white packaging, and it's like something organics, but it's some organic vanilla protein powder, child. Yeah. You know, she's a gym rat, so it smells almost just like that.
Yeah, wow,
that's crazy.
So you got somewhere you eating at?
Oh my god, I went to Shoto.
Okay.
Damn, that motherfucker's good.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
I hear about it all the time.
Expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, that's what I hear.
Beautiful inside, though. Yeah. I really want to go and sit at their bar.
Yeah.
But it was fucking delicious. Everything.
Japanese?
It's Japanese. Asian? It's Asian. I would say Japanese forward, for sure. It's sushi. It's, you know, it's, I guess they would probably try to frame it as like elevated Japanese, just their way of like giving you half the amount of food but twice the price. But they had some good shit. Like they had their version of like tacos, which is like this chip kind of tortilla, and it's like, of course they come out as singles, which is like, what the fuck. But they did like this. The salmon version was like almost like they did like a salmon, not quite a spread because it wasn't so mushed or whatever together. It was like a spread, but it was almost there. So it wasn't like chunks of salmon. It was just like a mixture of like things with the salmon or whatever. And it was good. They had like a bluefin tuna one. I was like $20 for a taco. Like, but it was apparently very delicious. They're
for
fucking
the one chip of taco?
For the one taco with this chip shell.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The chipness was the shell. So it wasn't like your flour tortilla or your corn tortilla or anything like that. They did something with a chip and made it into like a taco shell form.
Okay, gotcha.
And then did all the things inside. I mean, what I had of it was good.
Yeah.
Now sushi was top fucking notch. Oh my God. Everything I had, I finished.
Yeah.
And I am a doggy bag girl.
Yeah.
So that was saying a lot for me.
Yeah.
Finished every fucking thing I had.
Yeah.
I was almost willing to have 2 fucking maki rolls because they were just, oh my God, it was so good. So fresh.
Yeah.
Clean. They were intentional about ingredients. All that. Great stuff. Cocktails, man.
Yeah.
I switched to wine after the first cocktail.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do.
It's just, I know a place. If my first cocktail's not great, I know to focus on food and wine. Yeah. So I focus on food and wine. Dessert, also bang it. I mean, it was just delicious. Now, go there expecting to spend a grip. Minimum probably $100 a person.
Okay.
I think Ryan and I was like approaching 300 between the two of us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was with drinks.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
But good shit though. Definitely good shit. I would sit at the bar because I like sitting at the bar, but I wouldn't sit at the bar for the cocktails. Right. I'm probably gonna drink wine and just eat at the bar because it's so beautiful.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, gorgeous
it's
spot downtown.
DC.
Downtown. I think like 15th Street, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
15th Street. And it was fucking great. I mean, I had no complaints about it. Not even the price. It was good. I know better than to expect anywhere to be cheap that Monica wants to go. So,
right.
When she recommends a spot, it's like, okay, we know this is gonna blow the weekend budget. And that's just what we know. And that's what we did. But it was good. It was a good time, good environment. Nice. Service was good.
Nice.
Yeah, I had 0 complaints.
Good. That's what we love. We love to have that.
Shoto, y'all. Good stuff.
We love to
Great date night spot. It's very sexy, dimly lit.
Ooh.
Like fire and places and just like it's that type of vibe. Okay. So there's a lot of date nighters out enjoying themselves. Like I can see that it's
people going out on dates, man. They out here dating.
They out here dating and all swimming through all the piss and shit that apparently is comprised in this pool, because that is the theme of what I'm hearing from daters in these streets is that there is piss, shit, E. coli, maybe a booger or 2. I don't know, a missing shoe just floating in the sea. That is the dating pool.
So if we can call it a pool, I don't know.
What do we call it? Like a fucking puddle? I don't know. A fucking sewer drip. Yeah. What do we call it these days? I don't even know.
Who knows?
I just, God, please don't ever let me be single again, Lord. I just don't. I really don't want to deal with it. No. I don't. I feel like if I ever, God forbid, knock on wood, if I would ever have to be single again, I'm going to a matchmaker. I'm not going through this. I'm not going through. I'm putting the money into somebody to do this work for me. I'm not doing it. Sift through the trash for me. I can't. I'm not doing it.
That's hilarious.
I'm tired at this point. I'm yeah.
I don't know.
Or you can fucking amuse your friend and go on a fucking dating show.
Ain't nobody doing it. Oh, she keep trying. No one's doing it.
At some point, I'm going to wear her down, guys. I'm going to wear her down.
Not doing it, bro. Be on there looking like, I don't care about this stuff. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. Send me home. I don't know why I'm here.
That's that Aquarius shit, though. I guarantee you, all the people who we wind up, like on Love is Blind as an example, the people who wind up going through the whole process, getting married and shit, none of them are Aquarius. Guarantee. None of them. Because they somewhere in the pods and already cut everybody off. Yeah. Then already said, say for me. I don't want to marry none of you niggas.
We're cool.
I'm good off this.
Great time, guys.
It's been real.
literally out of here.
Oh God. God.
Did you see the one? I don't know if I saved it or sent it to you, where the guy was like, the zodiac signs as the fruits.
No!
Oh my god. It was the same guy that you sent me that did
is it the same person who does like the different zodiac signs of what they would do in a certain scenario? Like
I think it's
the one
guy.
Avoiding conflict over here in the corner,
yes.
the one engaging in the conflict over here.
Oh man, I don't know if I saved it. It was hilarious.
I fucking love those videos. Him,
guy.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, this is not the room. This is not the one though.
Okay. What's the fruit joint?
Let's listen to the fruits as we send ourselves out.
Hilarious.
As a fruit, let's get it.
Oh,
First,
God.
we got Aries. We're going to go ahead and get them coconuts, okay? They're hard-headed. They're hard on the outside. And you put in all that work to get to know them. And then when you get inside them, they still hard. It's just like, what was the purpose of me even trying this shit in the first place?
I agree.
We're going to get them bananas, okay? They be growing up in the trees and shit, so they already think that they above everybody. But ain't nobody really checking for them. Ain't nobody really putting them in their cart for real.
First of all,
around them, when you around them enough,
is that a mango?
Once you get to that middle core, you're like, okay, this is kind of nutty. This is kind. I don't want this no more. Cancer, y'all know y'all getting watermelon.
Ooh,
y'all be trying so hard to be so hard on the outside,
and y'all not.
We know how soft it really is in there. We really know. Pisces, we gonna get them raspberry. Ooh, they be so visually appealing. They be so
and then tart like a motherfucker.
But then when you eat one, you realize, okay, how sour they really can be.
Right.
Scorpio, I gotta give them kiwi. A lot of people be sleeping on them, but when you really get around them, man, they bust. You know what I'm saying? They pretty good. You know
what?
Geminis, I gotta give them peaches.
You gotta be a Scorpio, bitch. Because
Geminis are very famous. We all know a Gemini, but after a while, when you eating the peach, you start to realize that I'm kind of dealing with a nut here. All right?
Yeah.
Grapes, okay? You pick up one. You say, "This is my last one. It's my last time. It's my last time. It's my last time." That's a Libra. Just keep you coming back and back and back. Dragon fruit, okay? We all know they exist, but like
Aquarius is a dragon fruit.
Have we really figured out what's going on? Virgo and Taurus, okay? They make life better.
What Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus are all pineapple.
Too much of it leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Wow. First of all, calling Leos bananas, okay, you inaccurate motherfucker. That's where I'm gonna start. One, people do eat bananas, okay? Potassium is very necessary for your health, your bones. Don't do it. Okay, so bananas are necessary. Monkeys love us. Okay. There's a reason that monkeys live by them.
Purr.
The nerve of you. And we add the best possible texture to all smoothies. You got me fucked up.
That's what somebody else said.
Okay. We work with every nut that ever existed. You can have it with a walnut, an almond, a cashew, a pecan. Banana nut is the best muffin that exists. So let's not do this, okay? About Leos, we're not no Leo slander around here. Right. This sounds like a Scorpio.
Okay.
It's giving. He's a Scorpio.
Give it a Leo hurt your ass.
Like a Leo hurt your ass. And you know Leo, what kills me about these motherfucking astrology memes and shit? The Leo slander be so real. And it'd be like, I just want to know who hurt you.
No, but for real though.
Who hurt you?
For real though.
And it's always Leo. It's Leo, Scorpios, Geminis tend to get the most slander. And Sagittarius all get slandered the hardest. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's always like, y'all act like a motherfucking Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, the motherfucking guy hit you with a nuclear bomb and you just lucky to come out of the ashes alive.
Right.
Is the way people treat it. I'm sorry for whoever hurt y'all.
So of course he grouped Taurus,
Virgo, and Capricorn together,
right? Grouping all together.
All the Earth signs.
You know they in the comments going off, and one person's like, "I'm not trying to be agreed with them," and the other person's like, "We're not trying to be agreed with you either," and then they just going against each other. It's hilarious. It's like I feel like for some reason y'all are proving his point somehow.
Y'all literally proving his point. Y'all got the most to say about each other.
I was trying to come together. We were supposed to come together. Nah, fuck that. We ain't come together. It was like someone. I was in the comments going. I was crying so hard.
Oh my god!
I was like, "This is hilarious." People are really fighting over this man.
People get really invested in this shit. Like, you don't have to subscribe to the pineapple reference. Like, you don't have to own it. The fuck? I refute this whole banana thing. However, bananas are nutritious and necessary. So it just
everything
depends.
You said was written in these comments. We are great. We are also great at smoothies. Fuck you.
Nah, for real. The fuck you mean? Tried it. People are always checking for bananas. Bro. You got me fucked up. You are underestimating just how often bananas are purchased.
Do they really? Who put bananas in the cart?
I do.
Yeah, bananas are great for fucking smoothies. They really are.
They're fucking fantastic. And they're actually delicious. It's just people just don't want to go through the process of peeling them. They can be a little smushy and messy sometimes. So what?
Someone said Aquarius should have been a tomato because, yeah, we're a fruit, but we'd rather be called a vegetable. I was like, I agree.
That's a good one. That's a good one, bro.
That's
a fucking good one. You know what? And avocados, also a fruit,
right?
You should have called Leo's avocados. Oh we are the sophisticated fruit. That's good for your hair, good for your skin. The positive fats. That you're not thinking deep enough, sir.
Yeah.
You didn't think deep enough.
You didn't go into that.
We're gonna let you live, though.
But he must be a motherfucking Scorpio because
he gotta be Kiwi. Talking about, but once you try them, they bust.
No,
sir.
Why
I can agree with that as it pertains to Kiwi. I cannot say that applies to Scorpios. No, not at all. It's like you think that it's a delicious fruit when you initially meet them, to realize that they're a Scorpio because they show you their Scorpio ways, and then you're like, oh fuck, you're actually a rancid raspberry. Emphasis on the rancid. You've already started to turn.
Oh my gosh.
So,
but yeah,
and I'm surrounded by Scorpios. So I mean, hey, one could judge me in my perspective.
The most accurate was Cancer, and there we go.
The watermelon shit was accurate.
Yeah.
Watermelon,
sorry, y'all.
accurate.
That's what y'all got.
Fucking hard rind, just mush on the inside. Mush. The nerve.
The nerves.
Well, child.
Thank y'all for another great
all
episode.
5, honey. Thank y'all for another great episode. Be sure to subscribe. Turn on your notifications.
Do your thing. Engage with us.
Engage. I cannot believe I learned some. I'm not even going to go into the YouTube rabbit hole with y'all, but I just learned some new shit about YouTube today. Yeah. And so anyway.
Well, we hope
hopefully y'all see us circulating on your YouTubes more frequently now that I've learned this new thing.
100%.
But
I mean, we got like 140 something subscribers, don't we?
We getting there.
We getting there.
Slowly but surely.
You're doing it.
It's been like thousands more, but we're trying. One of these days,
you know what? I'm gonna post. I've been working on some clip things. I might have to just pay this AI to keep it up, but we're gonna be more clippers.
Jesus, shout out to AI.
We're gonna have more clips coming up. I'm gonna post one a day.
We can't tell y'all where to get all of this. Because technically you got to go to Vermont to get it. But you can get Barr Hill Tomcat Standard along with unaged Barr Hill not Tomcat, unaged Barr Hill Gin, in addition to Barr Hill Vodka on sealbox.com and on the Sealbox app.
I didn't
Look
know
how we
that.
tell that. Yes, ma'am.
That's really cool.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go.
We do sell all their flagships.
That's awesome. That's great.
And feel free to use the promo code SOUL.
So
should you decide to indulge in some Barr Hill products or some other barrel-aged gins. We got plenty.
Yes.
Depends on how adventurous you feel. On that note, we love y'all.
We love you guys.
And be blessed.
Bye.
Ciao.
Cheers.